Hey guys, just making sure everything is working. Okay. What's up, guys? Okay, I think everything's working now. How are you guys doing? Happy Friday. So this is my name's April and I'm with astrolada.com, and this is the weekly forecast / coffee talk where I go over the astrology of the week. So the week I'm covering is August 24th through the 31st of 2018. And we also go over a celebrity chart or like a celebrity couple, just to look at an example of how astrology works. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do today. And I have started adding in the title the people that I will be discussing. So I'm going to talk about Nick Jonas and Priyanka. Her name is so freaking pretty. Priyanka Chopra, who is his fiance. And we're going to look at their synastry. We're going to look at their relationship today. So yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Arizona Live. Thank you. He said I sound good, and I'm so glad you said that, because today I'm actually not really feeling well. I've been kind of on and off, headache and feverish and everything. I was really debating on if I should even come on live today, but I had to just kind of drag myself to to get ready and try to just stick with it. You know what I mean? Because I told you guys last week, yeah, I'll be here this week. So just got to troop it out. Just slap on some makeup, try, run a little comb through the wig and just troop it out. And speaking of that, actually, some energy that we are in the middle of right now is Saturn and Uranus trine each other, and the Sun trine. It's like a grand Earth trine. And the Earth signs are about hard work, right? So I'm like, oh, thank goodness for that power. Thank goodness for that grand Earth trine. And I have 4 planets in Earth also. So I'm like, okay, that's where I'm getting my resilience from, to just keep it moving despite the migraine and everything else. So yeah, and I have like congestion, so my voice does sound a little bit like manlier today. But I'm armed with my tea, with some hot tea this time. So hopefully that'll help me get through and still be able to talk to you guys for an hour plus, because I do have a lot of stuff to talk about with you guys. We do have a lot of stuff popping off like right now and this coming week. So yeah. Oh, and I told you guys last week too that I was going to be showing you my new mug. And this one says Mer Mom, like a mermaid, and it's purple lilac color. And this is a color that I associate with Pisces energy. And we are having a full moon in Pisces this weekend that I'm going to cover for all of the signs. So yeah, so that's why I saved this cup for this week. I know it's like shiny lettering, so it's hard for you guys to read probably, but yeah. So this is my new coffee mug that I was so excited to show to you guys. So yeah, anyway, let's get started. Let's dive in. Excuse me. Oh, thank you so much, Madeline. I appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Alma Soul? Thanks for coming through. And Lisandro, oh my gosh. Carmen, you guys are great for coming through. And Claudia, thank you so much for coming through too. Some of my regulars are here. I appreciate you guys. So anyhow, all right. So what's going on this week? Well, I told you guys last week that I would talk about the Sun in Virgo, because the Sun entered Virgo on the 22nd or the 23rd, depending upon your time zone. And the Sun in Virgo is a time when we are going to be more focused on Virgo things. So, excuse me. Yeah, so I'm going to do a horoscope for every sign for the Sun in Virgo and for the full moon in Pisces. But just for all of us as a collective, I mean, what does Virgo rule? Virgo, it rules organization and order to things. So we will all be feeling the spirit of that a little bit, even if we're not born under the sign of Virgo in any type of way, we'll be feeling that. So Virgo energy is about the details, the facts. Oh my gosh, whenever I think of Virgo, I had a Virgo boss up until like a little over a year ago. And it would irritate my Pisces moon soul when he would just come to me. I need the facts. I could just hear his voice. I need the facts. Because I'd be like, well, you know what, boss? My Pisces moon, right? Speaking, right? I just know things, okay? Like, I just know that this is what it is. And he would say, but where's the facts? I need the facts. And I'm like, oh my God, Virgo things, Virgo stuff right there. So anyway, yes, but that's what Virgo's about. We need that. We need that in our world. We need people who pay attention to detail, who check all the facts, and not just kind of take things and run with them. Okay. So that's what Virgo energy is about. So we'll all be feeling that to a certain degree, a certain extent. Virgo energy is about helping others too. So I'm doing something different with my microphone, you guys. I have it positioned differently this time. So let me know if you can hear me okay, or is it really echoey or anything like that? Because yes, Yasmin, Virgos are perfectionists. Yes, because I'm being very Virgo perfectionist about the sound. So let me know if the sound is like echoey or if it's weird or anything. I just would prefer not to have like a big microphone like all up in your eyeball. But if you guys can hear me, then whatever. Who cares about the aesthetics? You know what I'm saying? So just let me know. Jules says, oh my God, I had a boss situation just like that, the same exact way. So you know how Virgo energy can be, right? But as irritating as it can be to other energies that are more go with the flow, we definitely need the Virgo stuff in the mix, you guys. Definitely need it. So yeah, Madeline says, I drive myself crazy as a Virgo. If I see a mess, it gets on my nerves until I clean it. So the whole organization thing is a bigger issue now that it's Virgo season. Most definitely. Yeah, and in my natal chart, my sun and Mars are technically in the 6th house. As a lot of you guys know, I use both the Placidus and whole sign chart systems together, and some planets will fall in one house in one chart system, and another chart system they'll fall in the other. But I find them both to be on point, okay? And if you ever question stuff like that, just look at your own self as an example and see what resonates with you, pretty much. And so they're in the 7th sign, but just right below the 7th house horizon. So they fit in the 6th house. So I definitely understand Virgos, maybe a little bit better than some people do. and that Virgo energy, the motive behind it is not just to be, just picking at people just because, or picking at things just because. It's like, you really do see how things can be done better and more efficiently. And Virgo is a sign that is definitely about efficiency. So we definitely need it in the world. So a lot of us, we could be during the sun in Virgo. By the way, it's going to be in Virgo from August 22nd until September 22nd, I believe. So yeah, people will be a lot more critical. A friend of mine sent a text to me earlier today, like a screenshot of a conversation that they had with a Virgo person. They like made a little like piece of artwork or something, and they wrote some things on it. And the Virgo person pointed out right away, you spelled blah, 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 blah wrong. And they were like, really? Are you serious? So yeah. People are going to be a lot more critical, especially Virgos. It'll bring more of Virgo's critical side out. And like I said, a lot of times there's no malicious intent behind it. It's just the nature of the energy. So, we will be critiquing our own selves and other people a little bit more, but just try to keep it at a level to where it's not just hurtful and it's just, just taking jabs at somebody just because, or thinking that you're better. People say that Virgo energy can come off like that, like, oh, you think you're better than everyone, or you know everything, or whatever, because they are ruled by Mercury, which is it's a planet that does rule how we think, how we think, how we process data, logic. Our levels of logic is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury in Virgo is all about logic, so then they can look at others who don't have as much logic. They just kind of go with the flow, or maybe they they think and react more based on their emotions or something, as like being dumb, when really it's everybody's thought processes are different. So try not to tap into that side of the Virgo energy while the sun is there, of being too logical to where you look down upon others if they don't have the same level of logic as you do. Okay. So yeah. Oh yeah, and I noticed there's a lot more dislikes in the video. Yeah, Virgo season is super critical, where just any little thing is just like, man, I don't like it. You know what's funny? My youngest son is a Virgo sun sign and Mercury. Okay, he has Sun and Mercury in Virgo. And when he was little, he's still little, but when he was just learning how to talk, guess what his favorite phrase was? I don't like it. I don't like it. That's what he would say. I don't like it. Everything was, I don't like it. I still make fun of him about that to this day, and he just rolls his eyes like, whatever, mom. But it's true. Little Virgo, I don't like it. To everything. Yeah, so Virgo energy can be quite picky, particular about things. It's just their nature, whatever. We still need them here for their skills, though. Let me tell you, Virgo is about the mechanics of things and how things work, how things operate in detail, the systems behind things, the processes behind things. Virgos are so great at understanding all that stuff. So we definitely need that energy in our lives, whether it's through other people or if we're feeling it ourselves, and that's how we let it come out, is understanding how things work. That's what we should be tapping into. And yes, organization, cleanliness, Virgo's known for being OCD, and some of them are known for being germaphobes and stuff, but because they want the world to be perfect and a safe place. Because Virgo energy worries a lot about things going right. And about things going wrong, and they see things in such great detail with how they work, that they can see how things can go wrong and how things can be better. So that's what they're all about. That's what the energy is about. Tamper tantrum. That's such a cool name. Virgos make good control groups for clinical trials. Oh yeah. You know what? That's a good thought. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me see what else. Capiello rising. Does that mean Capricorn? Is that another word for Capricorn in another language? That's pretty cool. If so, or did you make it up? Okay, Suzanne says, my oldest son is a Virgo. He was a handful when he was little. Yes. Virgo energy can be very particular, especially when it comes to food. And like I told you guys, I have a 6th house sun. So I was pretty particular when I was a kid about food, about textures of food and everything. And I got paid back big time by having 2 Virgo kids. So you know what I'm saying? Like, big time karma payback. If I don't like it, I don't want this, I don't want that. Why? Because the texture is mushy. Like, so what? It's food. It's all we have. Just eat it. But I don't like it. Like, oh my God. Why? Oh, I know why. My 6th house sun. Karma, right? Okay. Oh, Trista. Oh, hey, what's up, Trista? Thanks for coming through. Trista says, my son's a Virgo, sun, Sag, moon. He's picky with food. Yes. Yeah, they could be very picky with food. And allergies. Yes. Virgo energy is very much known for being actually allergic to a lot of things. For Virgo is a sign of health, and either good health or very sensitive and delicate health. It doesn't matter. Just health overall is ruled by Virgo. So we may be, as a collective, paying a little bit more attention to our health. Virgo energy, it is all about the processes of the body and how the body works. So noticing any little detail that can point to an ailment, or failing health or something, Virgo energy pays great attention to that, monitoring your health. Virgo also rules habits, whether they're good or bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we may pay more attention to as a collective as well. And so Virgo is a sign that rules health. And every single sign rules a part of the body. And you know what? Lada has such a good series here on her platform that I learned so much from about health, about the signs and health. And she's wearing like this cute costume that's like a skeleton, like bones and stuff. You guys gotta go check it out. Gotta go check it out. But every sign rules a certain part of the body, and every sign has a sign that rules health for them. Okay. So yeah, I'm not gonna go through all of them because Lada pretty much covered it on here. But Virgo is the sign overall in the zodiac that rules health, Virgo and the 6th house. And if you are at least somewhat knowledgeable of astrology, then and you know what your 6th house is, then you can look to that house to see what ailments you may be more prone to, because you can look at what part of the body that zodiac sign rules, and then that'll give you clues into, oh, okay, that explains why I may have sensitive blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Like my 6th house is Aries, and so I'm prone to headaches and migraines very easily. Okay, because Aries rules the head. So you have to look at the sign on your 6th house cusp. And also, if you are a little bit more knowledgeable of astrology, you can go deeper and look at, well, what's the ruling planet of that sign? Where is it located? And that can give you a little bit more cues and clues into that. Like Judy says, her 6th house is Capricorn and she does have weak bones. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, but that does make a lot of sense. And Angela says that she has Venus in Virgo and is very interested in health. Yeah, I hear you on that. I hear you. A lot of people have Chiron in Virgo or Chiron in the 6th house. They can end up being really good with the health and medical field, and maybe being like nutritionists or something, because Virgo does rule the intestines and how the intestines work. So a lot of people that have Virgo energy, they do have sensitive, like they are sensitive to what they eat, because they do rule the intestines and the process of the intestines. So a lot of them, they're not just being picky just because, or just making up allergies. Like I know he's probably gonna be so embarrassed if he hears me. But my oldest kid is a Virgo moon, and I remember him trying to say that he was allergic to certain foods when he was younger, just to get out of eating them. Like if I would have a friend babysit him for the day, they would be like, "Oh, I didn't have him eat this and that because he said he was allergic." I was like, "He doesn't have any food allergies." Oh my gosh, he's over here telling me, "No, I'm allergic to that," as a way of saying, "No, I don't want to eat that." I was like, wow. Well, he has a Virgo moon. I mean, the moon is a mom. Where did he get it from? I don't know. So anyhow, oh my gosh. Yeah. What part of the body does Sag rule? It rules the liver, the thighs, and the hips, I believe. And I may be saying this wrong, the sciatic nerve or something like. It's been a minute, you guys, but I know it does rule the liver. So Sagittarians definitely need to take care of their liver, or if your 6th house is Sagittarius, your rising is Sagittarius, or you have Jupiter in the 6th house, or Jupiter in the 1st house. I can go on about this stuff. As a 6th house sun, I love talking about this, but let's dive into more of the astrology though, okay? All right. So yeah, the sun is in Virgo, and I'll go through every sign for that. We have a grand earth trine. Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm loving this energy. I'm loving it. Especially if you are an earth sign. If you're a Capricorn, you're a Virgo, or a Taurus, especially if you were born like in the early degrees of those signs, you are getting an extra boost of energy that can help you with things like working, with your vitality, and being able to get things done and accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that is super strong right now because of the grand earth trine. That means the sun is in an earth sign, so is Uranus, and so is Saturn. And they're all working together, okay? So they're giving you extra superpowers. But even if you're not an earth sign, the earth signs are about working hard anyway and about pushing through, you know, and no matter what it takes. So you'll all be feeling that to some degree. And it's exact on the 25th of August. As I'm recording this, it's the 24th in the time zone that I'm in. For some of you guys, it may already be the 25th. But yes, on the 25th or the 26th, wherever you live, it is exact. Okay, so that's a really, really good day to plan out some long-term stuff when it comes to money, which the earth signs do rule, when it comes to getting jobs or planning out career stuff, career moves, just getting anything done. Hold on, you guys. I really need to stop and take a breath. and a drink of tea to try to make sure my throat stays clear, because I'm like a little congested today. So my apologies. Just 1 second. Okay. Is it bad for fire signs? No, all the signs can benefit from the grand earth trine. All of you guys can benefit from it. For every sign, it's going to hit different sections of your natal chart that rule different things. But just the overall energy, you know, as a collective, the earth energy is all in the air. So it's encouraging us to just stay focused, number one. Be creative too, because of the Uranus energy. It could be very creative and innovative. And yeah, just stay grounded and focused, but still creative. You know, that's pretty much what it is about. Okay. All right. I know the cup is huge, right? It's the biggest. I think it might be one of the biggest ones I have. But I got it because of the mermaid theme, and the full moon is in Pisces, and I just wanted to stick with the theme. And I am a natal Pisces moon, so of course I really love anything that has mermaids, and it's purple. So, you know, I know it's honking, it's huge. It's like almost as big as my face, or if not bigger. It's pretty crazy, huh? Okay, guys. So what else is going on astrologically in the air for all of us? So as I just mentioned, there's a full moon in Pisces. So the 26th is a pretty eventful day astrologically, because we do have the full moon in Pisces. And we do have Venus square Pluto that day too. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about both. Well, pretty much the full moons, we have them every month. We have a full moon and a new moon every month. And the full moon is when the sun and moon oppose each other. They have like a frustrating conversation with one another, and that leads to a breaking point, to where things something has to give, something has to change before things go crazy, you know, before it's a lot of pressure that you feel, kind of like a pot, like a teapot that is boiling, and it's like blowing all the steam, it's whistling, right? And something has to give to where you turn it off and the boiling calms down. And then you can finally enjoy a nice hot beverage. Okay. So that's kind of what it's like. So because of that, that means that's why people get very emotional on full moons. The moon itself, it does rule emotions anyway. So with that being said, it's going to be in Pisces. So that means there is going to be a Pisces versus Virgo theme with the full moon. Excuse me. We have a full moon in Pisces at least once a year. Every single year. So it's not like a huge phenomenon, but still a full moon in Pisces. Now, Pisces energy is about believing in magic, pretty much, not always having to have all the facts. Like Virgo wants all the facts and the details and the proof. Okay. Pisces isn't about that. Pisces energy, people that have that energy, especially get accused a lot of times of being super gullible, like too gullible, believing in too many things without checking on if they're actually true, believing in fairy tales, hence why Pisces rules fantasy and mermaids and unicorns and everything in between. Because while Virgo is like, if there's no proof of that's tangible and it's physical, like in front of my face, that I can actually see and I can touch and everything, that means it's not real. But Pisces is like, no, it is real. It is. How do you know, Pisces? I just know these things, okay? I know it's real. I run off of my intuition. That's what Pisces says. I run off of my intuition, and my intuition tells me that it's real and that it's true, and I'm going to run with that, okay? I'm going to roll with that here, Virgo. So because of that, Virgo and Pisces, that's why they oppose each other on the zodiac wheel, and they represent different things. So there could be tension between those two areas of the mind or your personal life, where you really want to believe something, you really want to believe in someone, you really want to believe, like see the good in someone. But then again, there may be some facts and some details, which is Virgo, that tell you otherwise. It's like, no, this person's actions are not yada, yada, yada. But then the Pisces side is like, but I want to skip over that. And I just want to really believe that they're a good person, or that, you know, the situation is positive. I want to believe in that so much. But then it's like, well, excuse me, you got to check the facts of the situation. And the facts of them are that everything is not fine and dandy and grand, okay? Everything is not all sparkles and rainbows, okay? So that's what it is, just the full moon in Pisces in general. So what it means for you personally, I will check. I'll let you know for every sign what it means, okay? Excuse me. Yes, that's a good point made. And Gunter, bless you. Oh, my husband's home too, so I'll have to say hi to him in just a second. But yes, that is a good point to make. They said Pisces ascendant and music and video games are their life. Hey, and that's absolutely true. Pisces, it rules escaping reality, fantasy, your imagination, creativity, things that you can create and like put out there that only you dreamt up or imagined. And that can rule video games, yes, and music. Yeah, one of my kids is a Pisces ascendant, and for a long time, video games was his life, and then it switched to music. Now music is like everything to him. So that's absolutely true for Pisces energy. Excuse me. What's up, Lady Leo? Thanks for coming through. So what else besides the full moon in Pisces? We have Venus square Pluto, as I mentioned before. Venus square Pluto. Hold on. Let me take a sip real quick and we'll talk about her and what she's doing. Okay, so Venus rules love, relationships, your style, personal likes of things, the things that we just like as human beings that are in our physical worlds. That's what Venus rules. Money is ruled by Venus too, okay? So she's going to be squaring Pluto, which means a challenging aspect to Pluto, a frustrating little talk she's having with Pluto, or that they're kind of arguing back and forth about something. So Venus is in Libra, a very innocent air sign that just wants to get along with everybody and doesn't really care to pick sides, doesn't care for conflict. And then Pluto is the planet that rules the darker side of life and is in the sign of Capricorn, which can rule reality, like being very, very in tune with reality. So because of that, these two planets are like, telling each other things. Pluto is pretty much telling Venus lots of things. Like I said, it's in Libra, which doesn't like to pick sides, okay? Which can look kind of disloyal in the eyes of others, especially other signs, other energies. And so Pluto in Capricorn is trying to tell Venus in Libra some things about that. Like, you know what? There are people that will look at you and see you as disloyal, or like getting along with everybody is cool, but like you have to have some integrity type of a thing, right? So that could be a conversation that they're having. Also Pluto, it can rule jealousy and obsession and being very possessive. And Venus in Libra is very light and flirty. It doesn't really care to do all that stuff. It's more like, I'm just here to enjoy someone's company. I don't really care to get too attached to anything else, and I'll enjoy whoever's company that I want. But it can make some relationship situations become a little bit more jealous, become a little bit more suspicious over this next week, become more possessive and say, you know what, even though we're in this casual relationship, I kind of want more, or I'm kind of not really digging the fact that you talk to other people. I thought I was fine with it as this easy breezy air energy, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm feeling like, I don't know if I want to share you like that. Okay, so some couples could be having conversations like that because Venus does rule relationships and love. It can bring out some frustration and tension when it comes to money issues. Like, because Pluto, it can rule like taxes and insurance and different forms of money from the government, for example. And so maybe there could be some tension there between money and those resources, and maybe like the government, like struggling to get money from like a government resource or something like that. For some people, it can end up like that. So that's Venus square Pluto. That's on the 26th. My screen is doing some weird stuff. I don't know where that's coming from. What about happy couples? You know what? Even though it's a tense energy, it can bring some frustration, but maybe it can bring that that frustration can equal how do we make things better rather than just kind of wallowing in some like despair. You know what I'm saying? It can mean, well, how do we get more passion back in a relationship? Venus is relationships, Pluto is passion. So it could be like, okay, we need more of that, or we need that back. So it can be that for happy couples if you guys don't have any like crazy jealousy or anything like that going on. So what else is going on? Mars is moving direct in Capricorn on the 27th. Mars moving direct. Oh my gosh, we've been dealing with Mars retrograde for a minute, you guys, right? It's been crazy, very karmic. A lot of people just, oh my gosh. And it's been retrograde in Aquarius, and Aquarius rules the internet and the news and stuff. And oh my goodness, have we seen some people come down during Mars retrograde? Like, I think the whole thing with Roseanne losing her show, I think that happened during this time. Like, there's been a lot of incidents kind of similar to that. You know, with Mars retrograde in Aquarius, a sign of the masses and the internet and television and the airwaves and everything. It's been pretty crazy. But now it's in Capricorn, and it's going to go direct in Capricorn on the 27th. And then it's going to be direct in Capricorn until 9/11. Interesting. So on 9/11, it goes back into Aquarius, and it's conjunct the South Node. And I'm not predicting anything or trying to scare the crap out of anybody, but just a fun fact. Not so fun, but sarcastically saying it's a fun fact. On 9/11, that means 2011, that was one of the configurations that was going on during that time, was Mars and the South Node in a conjunction with one another. But I think that was in Capricorn, though. I don't think it was in Aquarius. I think it was in Capricorn. So it's not like exact, you know, as 9/11, like the real 9/11 date, but it is one of the configurations was Mars and the South Node conjunct. So I would be cautious that day. Just be cautious of being in like places with big crowds and stuff, just in case. Okay, just in case. But yeah, it does leave Capricorn on the 11th of September, and then it goes back into Aquarius for like a couple months. But while Mars is back in Capricorn, it's covering grounds that it ran through in mid-May of 2018. So if wherever Capricorn is in your natal chart, if you had anything going on that's Mars related and anything related to where Capricorn is in your chart during the month of May, then there could be something that's like gone back over again, that's like redone, like revised 2 times while it's retrograde. And then again, while it moves forward back over the same territory. Okay. So if you can just look back, you know what I'm saying? I was talking about September 11th, level denum, most likely if you live in the US. Okay, that's what I mean by that. And then Mercury is going to go back to the eclipse point of 18 degrees of Leo on August 29th. So that should be pretty interesting. So whatever was brought up by the Leo eclipse, August 11th, could be brought up again around August 29th when Mercury, which is our thinking and how we're talking and everything, what we're talking about, moves back over. It moves, it goes to that point again. So, you know, if there's anything that you would like to manifest with the Leo eclipse, okay, just trying to keep it positive. Anything you want to manifest wherever Leo is in your chart, you know, like if it rules your job or your career, your relationships, whatever, I would say to really put some good energy out there that day, because Mercury is direct. It's direct this time, going back over that degree. So really put some good thoughts and energy out there. Leo related, whatever house Leo is in your chart, just put it out there on the 29th. And not just put it out there like, you know, like in your mind, but actually like speak things into existence that day. Of course, perform necessary actions to make things happen that you want to happen on that day as well. Rachel, oh my gosh. You know what, Rachel? I have been following that stuff so closely because, you know, if you watch me, you know, I'm a fan of makeup and I watch all of those, like a lot of those people. And oh my God, sorry. I know all of their astrology too. So, I've been following that stuff and looking at it from an astrological perspective, and it's been very interesting. Rachel said all the beauty YouTubers are having it. Yeah, it's that's due to a lot of configurations astrologically. And what she's talking about is a lot of people who are on YouTube, and YouTube is their job, it's their business, it's their career. They've been going through some very karmic things lately, to where the internet has like kind of started attacking them, like turned back against them. They've grown followings, massive followings of people, I mean, and now they're losing massive followings of people. And that's because of retrogrades, because they're very karmic. They can bring things back, okay, back from the past, back from the recent past or whatever, for you to face. And also the eclipses, I'm sure, landed in some of their like career houses or social media houses too. So, and then Jupiter in Scorpio is exposing everybody. That's like the whole like trend now is expose, you're exposed, or exposing myself. Like everything is you're exposed, right? So that's what happened with that. Yeah. So anyway, what is the house speaking? Oh, okay. Well, I can't really say your name, Pool. That is something in astrology that it will take a lot of time to explain, but it's pretty much an area of life that is ruled by a certain sign in your own personal natal chart. Okay. It's like some basic astrology stuff that I'm sure Lada has a library of stuff here on her channel that you can resource and reference in order to learn about the houses. What is the rising sign? How do you find it out? Lada also has a birth chart calculator. So go to her birth chart calculator and you can find out what your rising sign is too. So she's got like a wealth of info. All right, guys. So now I'm going to get into your horoscopes for the sun in Virgo and the full moon in Pisces for each sign, because remember, a full moon, it is the sun in Virgo. This time around, it's the sun in Virgo, and then the moon is in Pisces. Okay, so they're both signs are involved in this week's events. So I will cover both for each sign. Okay. Tell me more about the full. Yes, Jessica, we will be talking about the full moon. Okay, we'll be talking about it in just a second, you guys. Okay, excuse me. So, you know what? I know Venus is in Libra. Venus is about aesthetics, and so is Libra. But I have to preserve my voice. If I talk too loud, I'm going to lose it very easily, and then I really won't be able to like deliver the horoscope to you guys. So let me pull it closer, even though this probably looks ugly as hell, like a big microphone right in your eyeball. But I don't want to lose my voice, and I want to, be able to talk just like a little more softer, so it's not straining. Okay. All right. So I'm sure you guys can still hear me fine like this, even though it's ugly, whatever. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's get into your horoscope. So we will start with, hold on, let me see. Pisces. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Makeup, make money. Oh yeah. You know what? That's true. Hold on real quick. Let me comment on that real quick from Level Dunrum. The whole thing is Uranus and Taurus. I have some input on what you had to say. Uranus and Taurus, Taurus is an earth sign. The earth signs are about integrity. And when there's an outer planet in an earth sign, the outer planets, they rule what happens to us as a collective. Like you can see it more on a collective level because they are in a sign for a long period of time. For example, Uranus is going to be in Taurus until 2026. So 7 to 8 years. I say 7 to 8 because it goes retrograde. I mean, it goes forward and then retrograde for a little bit, like a couple times. But anyway, with the Uranus ruling the collective and the masses and the internet, and then Taurus being an earth sign that's about integrity. That's why the masses are like, if you try to fake anything online, the masses are not falling for it. They see right through it because we're under the influence, which is Uranus, of Taurus. Okay. So because of that, if anyone tries to put on a facade, nah, it's not going to work. The masses are not going to really gravitate towards that. It's more if you're being authentically yourself and grounded in reality and not putting on like a fake show. Okay. So that's what I have to say about that. With the whole YouTuber thing, a lot of people are saying that, well, I want YouTube to go back to being how it was when it first started, to when it was like authentically about, people talking about whatever they're on camera talking about, whatever their interest is, and finding other people that are regular people just like them to connect under the same interest. And it wasn't about money. It wasn't about products, selling anything. It was just about talking to people. And I think that's what's going to go on with Uranus and Taurus. It's going to be more of that. Okay. And then Uranus is about the new, brand new, fresh and new. The, uh, Oh, okay. I don't know. Anyway, it's about Uranus is about what's new and what's trending. And so what's going to be trending is more down to earth things. Okay. So yeah. Yes, that's true. That's true. You know what, you guys? I really would. I could talk about YouTuber stuff all day because I don't even watch TV. I watch YouTube mostly, and then maybe Netflix here and there. So I could talk about that all day and use YouTubers as examples. But I didn't know if anybody on this platform would really be interested, or if I were to do anything using examples of YouTubers. If people be like, "Who? What? Where? I don't even know who you're talking about." Oh my god! La, la, la. So if anyone wants me to cover any of that stuff or any YouTubers on here on Astro Lada, then let me know. Let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll find one to cover. And just to show you guys what's going on in the air astrologically too, use them as an example of that. Okay. All right, guys. So now I'm going to get into your horoscope. It feels good to not be yelling. Okay, so maybe I'll do it like this more often anyway. Who cares? Who cares how it looks, Venus and Libra? Don't pressure us to try to look cute all the time, Venus and Libra. Okay, we gotta. It's all about the sound here, all about what we're talking about. Okay, guys. So first up is Aries people. So Aries, if you're an Aries sun, if you're an Aries moon, if you're an Aries rising, then let's talk about the sun in Virgo season, what that means for you, for Aries people. Okay. So for Aries, the sun in Virgo is in your 6th house. So this is going to be like the Virgo energy is like double for you because you are the first sign on the zodiac. So everything goes in order of you, Aries. So everything we talked about with Virgo energy, it's talking about you. And because of that, you will be extra, you'll be maybe worried about your health a little bit more, focused on your health, hopefully not worried, but focused on your health, your well-being, your duties and responsibilities, your job. You may have some things going on at your job. You may be in the spotlight because the sun is like being the spotlight. You may be more in the spotlight on the job, like a focus on you. Hopefully it's good. The sun is usually a benefic, like a bright, shiny energy, but a spotlight on you can mean anything. Like everybody is seeing everything that you do at your job. So whether it's good or bad, that's up to you. But more of a focus on work. Maybe you'll have more energy at work, zoned in on work, especially with the grand earth trine. It really benefits Aries people this coming week, especially for you guys to really focus in on your work. Also with becoming a little bit more grounded. Somebody mentioned Manny MUA. Manny MUA is an Aries, and I hope this grand earth trine works for him in that way, to where he grounds himself back down to reality and not head up in the YouTuber land. You know what I'm saying? I think he needs that. My little astrological advice. But yeah, other Aries people too. Maybe you need that. Maybe some grounding, like to focus on your goals, your long-term goals. The grand earth trine is between your 6th house of work, your 2nd house of your earned income, your money, and the 10th house of career. So what are your career goals? Like your real life, long-term career goals. You could be working on stuff like that, Aries people. Maybe looking at the job that you're at and seeing, you know what, do I even want to do this work for a living? Like I can do the actual job, I can perform the duties, but do I actually want to call this my career? Is this something that's going to make me decent money? Like, you could be really thinking about that, especially the first week that the sun's in Virgo. But the rest of the time that it's in Virgo, yeah, you can be a little bit more OCD, maybe a little bit more nervous. Yes, you could be worried about your immediate environment, meaning your house, your car, your desk, if you work at a desk or anything, and how clean and organized it is. So you'll be in Virgo mode. You'll just straight up be in Virgo mode, Aries. Like, wherever anything transits for you, Aries, you guys feel it the most. Okay, you guys feel it like double than all the other signs. So you'll definitely feel maybe a little bit more helpful towards others too. Virgo energy, it gets a bad rep because of how nitpicky and critical it can be. Yes. And you may tap into that yourself a little more, Aries. Yes. But Virgo energy, Virgo is so helpful. Like, they'll just be right there, like on it if somebody needs them. Like, it's their duty. Like, they're here, excuse me, they're here for their duties and responsibilities. They're not here for any wasting time BS. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's what the sun in the 6th house is going to be all about for you Virgo people. Just much more focus in those areas. So some of you guys may be hitting the gym a little bit more, or focus on your diet and stuff like that. As far as the full moon, it's going to be between your 12th house, which is the opposite of the 6th house, and the 6th house. So although you're super focused on 6th house matters, which could be work and everything, you could be very busy. The full moon in Pisces could be telling you, don't forget to take time out though, Virgo. Aries, I'm sorry. Don't forget to take time out for yourself. You know, take time to reflect upon things. Don't just go, busy in the hamster wheel. Like, you need to reflect on life, because next month in September, the full moon is going to be in Aries. It's going to be in your sign, and it's going to be conjunct Chiron. So, I will be here to talk about it then. I should be here, but just kind of letting you know that before we get to that stage, you have a lot of reflection to do about your whole life, your past year, just yourself in general. You know what I'm saying? So allow yourself time for that, aside from working hard and cleaning and, being super busy. Okay. It could be telling you to maybe be a little bit more spiritual, get more in tune with the spiritual side of life as well. Maybe seek out some spiritual counsel. Gloria, thank you so much, Gloria. Gloria says nature and water. Yes, go out in nature, go out in water, like around water. If you don't like to go outdoors around water, then maybe just like take a long shower, long bath. You know what I'm saying? With the full moon in Pisces, because Pisces does rule water in the oceans and stuff, and it is a water sign. So take that time for yourself and just kind of reflect on things. You may get a little emotional, okay? May make you shed some tears, but that could be a cleansing that your soul needs, okay? 6th house is about the body, 12th house is about the soul. So the mind, body, soul connection is that axis, and it's really lit up with this full moon. So next up is Taurus. So if you're a Taurus rising, a Taurus sun, or Taurus moon, the sun in Virgo is your 5th house, which is an area that, oh my God, it's like one of the best parts of a natal chart. Like, there's hardly anything bad you can say about going through transits of the 5th house. Hardly anything bad you can say. I would say the worst thing is for you to not get a big head about stuff. Taurus people, like acting all kingly or queenly when really you're not, kind of being on your soapbox, as they say, or like on your high horse or anything like that. Some people can act like that when they have transits to their 5th house. Yeah, some can. But other than that, oh my gosh, the 5th house that's the fun house. That literally, like, getting out and doing fun things with other people, or even just solo by yourself, like whatever makes your heart happy. That's what you'll want to be doing a lot more of during Virgo season. So whether that's dating, your heart pitter-pattering at the thought of somebody, or getting a little text from somebody that says, good morning, beautiful. Good morning, handsome. How are you doing? What can I do for you today? And all that good stuff. That is 5th house stuff right there. Romance and everything. You could be craving more of that. You can be craving, participating in hobbies. We could see hobbies through the 5th house, talents that you have that you're not scared to like show out there and express to the world. Self-expression, we can see through the fifth house. Yeah, having like the courage to do that. Hobbies that are fun to you, you know, hobbies that are creative. You know, I'm a Taurus sun sign, and the night that the sun slipped into Virgo, I was trying to edit something for some a work project, and I was putting music, like instrumentals in it, and I just couldn't help but just dance to the instrument, like sitting in my chair, like, oh my gosh, I was dancing, doing all these little dance moves I used to do back when I was a dancer. I mean, a hip hop dancer, not like a, you know, booty butt cheek dancer or anything like that. Like an actual like dancer, okay, like choreography and all that stuff. I used to do that back in the day. And so hearing all these songs, I could not help it. And it just made me think, oh my God, I miss dance. I miss dancing so much. And I miss DJing. Like those are like creative hobbies. That's the fifth house. So other Tauruses, you guys might start longing for stuff like that again. If you have anything like that that you left behind. If you haven't left anything like that behind, your creative superpowers will be on point, Taurus, let me tell you, during Virgo season. But also, it's the house of children, you know, so some of you guys may be more focused on your kids or wanting to take your kids out a little more than usual and maybe like have a little bit more fun with them and stuff like that. So it's the fifth house is filled with like wonderful things that you could be doing and celebrating life and enjoying it pretty much. And the grand earth trine, I already told you guys, if you're an earth sign, it's very beneficial for you. For Tauruses, it brings out lots of just living, like feelings of living. You're not just existing, like you feel alive. You know, all your fire houses are lit up in your chart. Now for the full moon in Pisces, that is in your 11th house, between the 11th and the 5th houses. So whenever I see this, I mean, a full moon in the 11th house, well, the 11th house, it does deal with like people that you're associated with. The words we usually use for that are like your acquaintances, your friends, your networks, groups, organizations, communities. All of that is the 11th house. So if you're a Taurus and you're trying to make a decision of whether or not to maybe belong to one of those or maybe to disassociate from one of those, that could be a decision that you're making with the full moon, because being between the 5th and the 11th houses. Now, the 5th house is more just you do something yourself. You pave your own way, like on your own. You know what I'm saying? No help from other people, not like I belong to this group and community, and then therefore like that helps to boost me or whatever, or that helps me make a name for myself as being a part of such and such label. The 5th house is more like I just do me, like I'm here to just do me. You know what I'm saying? So a decision can be made between those two areas of life. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. You can decide, well, do I want to do a group thing or do I want to do a solo thing? So, and for some people, it could be like, well, I want to put something out there like onto the internet or a website or somehow through technology, I want to reach a lot of people. So do I do that or not? You know, sometimes we see like projects that people want to release, like they'll release it when there's a full moon in their 11th house, and it's sometimes after like a tough decision, like a long, like back and forth, should I or shouldn't I, should I or shouldn't I? So it could be like wanting to, like a decision about a friendship. If you're not associated with any groups or like career stuff, it could just be about a friendship in general. Like there could be a chapter closing or like a new chapter that needs to happen, you know, maybe a cutting off of friendships or something. I'm trying to think, do I know any Tauruses that are doing that? It could be. Oh yeah, we were talking about the YouTuber stuff earlier. Laura Lee is a Taurus moon. So, you know, that could be something she's deciding, like something along the lines of the internet or a group of friends. Like, is she going to disassociate from a social group? You know what I'm saying? That kind of led to the demise of her little career lately. You know, so other Tauruses, you could be deciding some things like that for yourselves. Okay, so next up is Gemini. What? Brittany, how do you know my birthday? Do you know me, Brittany? Oh my God. Like, who are you to know my birthday? If you do, that's cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. Good for your daughter. So she's a Taurus then, huh? That's cool. Oh, I said it before. Oh, duh. Okay. I'm a Scorpio rising, so we're very private about our information. Like, you don't know me. Like, how do you know that about me? Dun, dun, dun. I'm just messing with you. That's cool though, Brittany. That's awesome. Okay, so Gemini. So if you're a Gemini rising, a Gemini sun, or a Gemini moon, the sun in Virgo is in your 4th house. So what this highlights for you is family, home life, the actual home that you live in, the place that you call home. That is the 4th house. It's also just your private life in general, because the opposite in the 10th house is your public life that everybody, everybody sees you, everybody knows, you know what I'm saying? That is the 10th house. And then the 4th house is your private life. Okay. So that is the 4th house focus for you, Gemini, is on your family, or maybe just kind of being a little bit more of a homebody. You know what I'm saying? Just being home a little bit more than usual, enjoying time with people that you actually know on a personal level. And, just spending time with them versus like, people that are like more acquaintances. Oh, ha, 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 you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, hey, you kind of rub elbows with them. You give them a little small talk. No, it's not those people you'll really want to be. It is more so people that are actual family, like blood family, or people that are like very close to you, like they actually really know you, because Gemini, especially, you guys are a sign that you can just really get along with everybody, like, or you can seem like you get along with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can talk and make a lot of friends, but like, who are your real people, your real core people that are close to your heart? So you'll want to spend more time with people like that during Virgo season. Okay. And also, it is family. Yes, blood family. Some of you Geminis may be wanting to spend more time with your blood family and just kind of be like Netflix and chill. You know what I'm saying? Just more like on that type of a vibe, rather than being out there bouncing around, being social and everything. So also, you guys may be focused on your actual home, like the place that you live, and whether or not it feels homey enough. You know what I mean? It's like, does it feel comfortable where you live? And if not, like, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to move? This is when people have transits through their 4th house. This is also a time when they move. So some Geminis can actually be moving or considering moving, or maybe you guys are dealing with selling a house or buying a house, so it could be fixing up a house, just making it more roomy and comfy. You know what I'm saying? Sun in the 4th house. Yeah, Geminis, even though you guys can pretend all day long, you have no feelings. Oh, feelings, what are those? I just laugh and keep it moving. Haha, next. I know how you guys can be, Gemini, but when energy is in your 4th house, yes, you will be more emotional. You will be more emotional during this time, a little more sensitive, maybe taking things a little bit more personally, very easily. And so, yeah, that's what you guys can be going through when the sun's in Virgo. The grand earth trine for you guys is more like in your water houses. So it is kind of an emotional time, but time to get some things together. Okay. Get your emotions together, get them in check. You know what I'm saying? Like, really work on stuff like that. And the full moon is between your 10th and your 4th houses. So what that means is there's some kind of decision based on career that is coming up that's very important for Gemini people. And it could in return affect your home life or your private life or your family. So sometimes when we see this happen, a full moon in the 10th house, it can mean anything. It's like, maybe even you decide to switch careers, or maybe it wasn't even your decision. You're just kind of like forced into it or pushed into it. Or it could be you got a promotion or something like that really changes the course of your career. And as a result, it could mean like maybe you have to move to relocate for your job, for example, or it could be that you have to, like sacrifice more time with your family because your career now is taking a different direction. And so, or it could be like the opposite, like, oh, you know what? I just got this promotion and now I'm working on salary. And so because of that, I have more freedom with my time and I can spend more time with my family. So there's something between like the career and the family, those areas of life that are going to try to come together to work together, because there's like a back and forth. So anyway, that's what it is for Gemini. So next up is Cancer. So if you're a Cancer rising, a Cancer sun, or a Cancer moon, then the sun is going to be in your third house during Virgo season. Sun in your third house. Okay, so this is kind of like a fun area of your chart to have transits go through as well. So Cancers, you guys be much more chit chatty. Excuse me. Much more chit chatty, much more witty. Like your mind will move a lot faster. You'll be a lot more of a busybody. You can be a little bit more forgetful, to be quite honest, when planets transit your third house, because your mind just like that is moving so fast, Cancer. Okay. So because of that, just be mindful of that. You could be like so busy, or you feel like you're so busy because your mind is like, woo, and then you can kind of forget about things or skip over details, or yeah, that can happen with the third house transit, but it can be so much fun to be more chatty, and your wit will just be your wit will be a lot more sharper, and it'll be harder to stay off of your phone, stay off of social media, stay out of having a lot of talks with your friends, with your people, So yeah, it'll be kind of harder to stay away from stuff like that. So you'll be maybe wanting to, Cancer energy is not social within itself. Okay. I know some people will be like, but I'm a Cancer and I'm social. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the energy of Cancer is not social. It is about home. It's about your personal private life, and, being more emotionally connected to people. It's not chatty in itself. Cancer is not. But you like, maybe it'll be more chatty and social and talkative on the Cancer tip, like maybe around your neighborhood, hanging out with your neighbors a little more, talking with them, or with family members, like just, hey, come on over and let's chat, let's have a coffee or something together, and let's just catch up. I kind of miss you, and let's just talk, So you guys are going to be more about that. For some of you guys, it could be you guys are trying to learn something new, like learn a new skill, master a new skill or something. So yeah, that's what's going to be the focus for Cancer people. And then as far as the full moon, it's going to be between your 9th and 3rd houses. For some of you, maybe you do want to, like, the 3rd house is also taking little short trips as well. I forgot to mention that. So maybe some of you will be more wanting to explore like that, like by taking short trips, but then maybe there's like, there's a long distance trip I would like to take too. You'd like to take, there could be a decision to take either a long distance trip or a short distance trip. Like, which is it? Am I going to be like local? Because the 3rd house energy highlighted can make you more adventurous and want to explore a little more outside the box. Yes. So maybe Cancer, the decision for you could be like, well, am I going to explore like way outside the box, which is the 9th house, which is like far away countries and lands and other states and stuff, which a lot of Cancer people are like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, I'm kind of afraid. Like, I don't really like to go outside of my vicinity of where I live and where I always go and where I'm comfortable. But a full moon in the 9th house can make you decide, like, you know what, I am going to, for once, do something adventurous with my life, or go on a trip that's a little bit further away, go on a drive that's further away from home, to start doing things that make me feel like I'm absolutely just living life to the fullest. There could be an opportunity that you would like to have, and there could be a decision about that. For some of you guys, yeah, it is education, like learning stuff. You could make a decision like, well, am I going to take some small classes? Am I going to get just certified in something? Or am I going to really go all out? Okay, go hard when it comes to learning, and try to master something, learn underneath a guru, or take some long-term courses. or classes to get like some sort of a degree or something, you know? So there's some decision about that that's coming up for Cancer people. So next up is Leo. Let me take a sip though. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, thank you so much, Corinne. You're so sweet. Thank you. I don't really feel like that, but makeup is magical though. Let me tell you that. Okay. Hey, what's up, Phil? Thanks for coming through. Go hard. Yeah, go hard. Go hard. Go hard, cuz. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, you start college, beauty school in September. You're a Gemini sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio ascendant. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Oh, okay. You guys are funny. Okay, guys. So next up is Leo. So if you're a Leo rising, if you're a Leo sun, or a Leo moon, the sun in Virgo is going to be in your second house. So what that means for you is more of a focus on that money, okay? More of a focus on your finances, on your resources. Resources and finances are like bills that you pay. Just in regular old English, like we can use all these big words and fancy words all we want, you know, that are traditionally used in astrology, but just real deal, regular people talk. It's your bills. You're going to be focused on your bills, okay? Paying your bills. How are you going to pay your bills? What is your source of money and income to be able to pay those bills? Wants versus needs, the material things in your life that you buy, the food that you buy, like how much of your water are you using that you're being billed for, or electricity? All of that stuff is second house stuff, okay? So Leos are super focused there. So for Leos also, this could be something that you are going to, that's telling you to maybe look for a new job. Some of you guys may be job hunting. Some of you guys may just be seeking out greater opportunities to earn more money some kind of way. So that could be a new job, or that could be like a second job or secondary source of income that you guys are trying to search for, or find it within yourself. Like, do you have any type of talent of your own that you can make money off of doing? And like aside from the regular job that you have. So you guys could be really looking into that, Leo people. It's about your money. You can be looking at your bills, and like I mentioned already, like how much you spend on bills, how much you spend on food, how much you spend on even buying things that you like. We don't really care about paying bills, right? None of us really like it. But even things that you like to spend your money on, you can be more focused on that. Some people go a little crazy, you know, with the shopping when they have second house transits like that. And they do want to just accumulate more stuff. Second house is the house of your stuff. Some people, they look at, well, do I really need this, or do I just want this? You start to kind of focus more on that, okay? So it is all about that money. Excuse me. So also, the full moon for Leo is in your 8th house. It's between the 8th and the 2nd houses. So maybe there could be like a cutting off of a resource that needs to happen. And here's a few different scenarios. So it could be that some Leos, you guys don't work for yourself. Like you don't actually go out and make your own paycheck. It's like maybe you have a partner that you make money off of, or maybe you have like you know, another resource, like you receive money from the government or from a settlement or from an inheritance, and so you don't really actually like go out and work for a living. But maybe now that's going to be changed, and something's going to be cut off or adjusted, and now it's like, oh, now you're left to stand on your 2 feet, and you actually do have to go and work for your own money, which is the 2nd house. Or maybe it could be, you know what, I really want more money to buy the things I like and to pay for other resources, which is the 2nd house. Therefore, I'm going to just finally get rid of this debt, which we can find in the 8th house. You know, we can find debts there sometimes. Like I always find that when people have 8th house transits, like major ones, that they're working on their credit. They're working off paying off people that they owe. So it could be something like that. Or maybe you as a Leo, like you actually supply other people benefit off of you. And maybe it's time for you to cut that off in a way, so that way you can have more money to, you know, take care of your own business, you know, take care of your own resources, and not really like having somebody else kind of codependent upon you financially, you know? So that's what it is for Leo people. It could be a decision though about obtaining a different type of a resource too. Like if some of you guys are waiting on an answer for a settlement or a letter from the government to see if you like a benefits letter or anything like that, you know, it could be finally getting an answer with the full moon. Okay. So next up is Virgo. So if you're a Virgo rising, a Virgo sun, or a Virgo moon, then wow, it's your season. So happy birthday in advance to all the Virgos in the house. Okay. Happy birthday to you guys. It's your season. Go hard with the cleaning, okay? Go hard with the dusting, go hard with the organization. You know, I know that's how Virgos like to party, you know what I'm saying? Dance with the broom and all that stuff like Turbo on the movie Break-In from back in the day. I know how that's how Virgos like to dance and party, you know? So I'm just messing with you guys. Hang out with your cats, you know, dancing with the cats and stuff, Virgo. Hey, you know, turn up for your birthday. But yeah, happy birthday to you, Virgos. You know, I'm just teasing you. So it's your season. So the sun is in your sign. So that pretty much means that a spotlight can be on you big time. Okay. That's either other people are seeing you more, like noticing you more than usual because you're just beaming the energy of the sun out there, like without even trying. Or it could be that you yourself are trying to be noticed more too. And you're just a lot more like, hey guys, how's everybody doing? And people are like, Virgo, is that you? Like, I thought you were all in the shadows, just kind of doing your own thing. And you're like, oh, you know, I decided to come out for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Came out to shine a little bit, you know, party a little bit. So people are like, okay, Virgo, I thought you were just like some, you know, clean cut preppy over there in the corner calculating stuff all day. But I guess you can be kind of fun sometimes, right? Virgos usually have a sense of humor, usually. So I hope you guys can know that I'm playing with you, okay? I have a lot of great Virgos in my life. So many of them in my family. I have 2 Virgo kids. I already told you guys. So I'm not like being malicious. Okay. But yeah, Virgo, it's your time. It's your time. So put the calculator down. You know what I'm saying? Wear something other than that polo with the little pocket protector and the pins and all that stuff. Okay. Put on something sparkly. Oh my God, sparkles. Ew, I'm allergic. I know, Virgo, but just do it. You can look like a little disco ball. You know, it's your birthday season. The sun is in your sign. You're supposed to shine. Okay. Wear something shiny. It's okay. Just do that a little bit, at least during this time of year. Just do it for the rest of us, okay? I know you guys like to be helpful. So, you know, just get with it, Virgo. Party time. It's your birthday. Anyway, so what else when the sun is in your sign besides all the clowning around? It is a really good time to focus on you, like bettering yourself. That could be bettering your health. That could be just bettering your life, whatever that means for you. You'll be focused on that. So for some people, that is their job, their career, their position in life overall. Who am I? Like, who am I really? You know, looking in the, whenever I say that, and Virgos usually have a sense of humor. The movie Zoolander, the first one, when he looks in a pond at his reflection and he's like, who am I? And his reflection looks back and it goes, I don't know. Virgos could be having a little moment, a little Zoolander moment to themselves. Like, who am I? What am I doing here? And just do whatever it takes to bring themselves to be comfortable with whatever the answer is. Hopefully it isn't, I don't know, like Zoolander, but hopefully you guys figure that out. You know, the sun in your sign can help you to like bring you a little bit more closer to the answer to that. Who am I? How do I want people to see me? Oh, do I really want people to see me like that? Okay, well then what can I do to make that happen? So people do become more focused on their appearance when the sun is in their sign, so they can actually be making some changes there, like buying some different clothes, getting a little haircut, you know, a little hair done, whatever it takes to make them feel attractive and like themselves, that they're happy with themselves, you know. So when the sun is in your sign, that's what it's all about. Okay. And then the full moon is actually, it's between you and other people, or it could be you and another person, like a relationship with another person. Okay, so a full moon in the seventh house between the first and the seventh, that can mean you guys deciding whether or not to stay in a relationship, for example, or to get into a relationship. Do you want to remain solo and just kind of doing your own thing? Or do you want to allow yourself to share your time, your space, your energy with another person? Okay. So that could be something that you guys are concerned about during this time. It could be a decision like maybe you guys are have been talking to someone and interested in someone, maybe dating them for a little bit. And then it's like, well, I don't know if I should really like commit to them or not. I'm not really sure if I should commit to them. And so maybe the full moon is going to help to bring some clarity into things as far as whether or not you should, or if you should break up with somebody, even like just keeping it all the way real. Should you break up with someone? There's a decision there, so some kind of relationship decision is definitely on the horizon for Virgo people. So next up is Libra. So if you're a Libra sun, rising, or Libra moon, then the sun in Virgo is in your 12th house, which is more of a hidden area of life. It is about, reflection and everything. As I talked about with your opposite sign, Aries, and I talked about all that reflection stuff that applies to you guys too, Libra, so sun in the 12th house. It's more of a time to be low key. It's like laying low and just kind of thinking about life. Some people actually, like, to be quite honest, whenever the sun is in their 12th house, they do kind of get a little bit more like emotional. They could be very sensitive, a little more sappy, and easily just kind of like, woe is me and everything. So just, try not to allow yourself to do that. But maybe just, taking some time out to yourself a little bit more and away from others, it could be a good idea. I know that's hard because Libra is a sign of others, sign of partnership. Like Libra energy Libra energy by itself, okay, usually loves to have at least one person to ask, like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Kind of like bounce ideas off of them and thoughts and everything. And they like to reflect off of other people and for other people to reflect off of them. But when the sun is in your 12th house, it's kind of like having you look more at yourself and your life and kind of like, what am I doing with my life? And, just kind of thinking about all that stuff, because once the sun is out of Virgo in September, it's going to go into Libra. And that's going to be the time where you feel a little bit more supercharged, and it's time to take action. It's more time for action when the sun is in your sign. But before that, you kind of have to chill out and, take some notes and think about things a little bit more. And what's my next move? Where have I been? Where have I not been yet? So just kind of, I'm going to try not to look at the comments because I don't know what you guys are talking about. But yeah, it's just time to yourself to think and to feel and reflect and everything. All right. You can get more into like music and movies and things that kind of help you to escape reality and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, we were talking about, thanks, Brittany. Earlier, people were like mentioning, the whole like beauty YouTuber thing, because it's like huge right now if you even pay attention to YouTube. And I think that Manny MUA is probably a Libra rising. My intuition tells me that he's a Libra rising. I think Laura Lee may be a Libra rising. I'm not quite sure though, but you see, these people need to take time out for themselves and just kind of step away. And then Gabriel Zamora was involved in this whole like beauty YouTuber thing, and he's a Libra moon. And same thing, he said, you know what I said, and I'm just going to step away for a while. So they're all kind of laying low. Like Libra people are just kind of laying low for a little bit. Hopefully not for being in some hot water like that, like in some trouble. You know what I'm saying? But just kind of laying low under the radar just for a little bit. Then when the sun goes in your sign, hey, it's Libra season. And you guys, Libra, you have Venus on your side right now too. You have Venus in your first house, so maybe it can be kind of bring a little bit more of a favorable energy not just kind of woe is me drowning in emotions, right? Okay, so next up is I'm talking about the full moon now for Libra people. So the full moon is going to be in your 6th house for Libras, and it's between the 6th and the 12th houses. So what that means is the mind, body, soul connection is definitely going to be highlighted for you guys. So maybe you guys need to get rid of a bad habit within your health. Maybe you guys need to just cut off like something that you do day to day that's maybe not so good for your health. Or maybe you guys will be getting a new job, changing job positions in some sort of way. I do know at least one Libra that I can think of that really does want that to happen and is working towards that. So hopefully you guys get that. If you're another Libra out there and you really want like a new job or something. Elizabeth, yes, he's a Pisces sun, but his moon sign is Libra. So that's why I mentioned him. But yeah, it could be getting a new job, it could be leaving a job for some Libra people too. So it could be health, could be work, some kind of decision there. But maybe it could be take time for yourself, but then you got to get back to that work, Libra. Okay. That's the full moon in your 6th house. So that's what it is for Libra people. All right, next up is Scorpio. So if you're a Scorpio rising, a Scorpio sun, or a Scorpio moon, then the sun in Virgo is going to be in your 11th house. So what that means for you guys is you could be a lot more social during this time, and Scorpios are normally not the most social energy. If you're a Scorpio and you're social, good for you. You got to look at the rest of your chart. But Scorpio in itself is a water sign. It's more intuitive. It's more introverted. It's more like a deep thinker rather than just a blah, 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 blah about nothing. They really have depth and meaning to everything in their lives and in their minds. So with that being said, the sun in your 11th house, it is you guys being more social, like maybe more active on social media, if not in person, maybe wanting to talk to your friends more, thinking about your friends, getting out with them, actually like getting out and doing stuff with your friends a little bit more than usual, going to group gatherings or creating some group gatherings as well. And maybe some of you guys are going to be focused on networking too, like really networking for the sake of like your job or some sort of hobby that you have, or like an activity that you're involved in that other people also share. Maybe you could be like finding those people, finding your fellow aliens. I always say that finding your fellow aliens is the 11th house. So finding people that are into something that's unique, but you guys are like into the same thing, even though it's unique, So it could be that. Oh my gosh, Rachel, for real. That is so sad. To each their own. Everybody has their own opinion. Wow. That's crazy. Frank Ocean may appear on Ellen. Is Frank a Scorpio? You know what? It's been years since I looked at Frank Ocean's chart. Is he a Scorpio? Or I don't remember what he is. But anyway, for Scorpios, yeah. So you guys could be really focused on just building up networks of people, like people that support you because you guys share like a common ground, common interests. So that could be pretty cool. Now, the full moon is going to be in your 5th house. It's between the 5th and the 11th houses. So once again, the 5th house is more like doing things solo. Like you're proud of what you can do. You're proud of your talents and you want to show them off. So therefore you just get out there and you just do them by yourself. It's like putting on a solo show on a stage by yourself and just doing the damn thing. Okay. That's what the 5th house is. But then the 11th house is like I know I'm using dance as an example, but like, okay, say you have an opportunity to be on one of those shows, right? Scorpio, like one of those, So You Think You Can Dance, or Dance Crew, you have to be a crew. So You Think You Could Dance, or America's Got Talent. Okay. You have an opportunity to do that. But say you like dance all the time with like a group or a crew, right? So this opportunity, are you going to take it and be solo and say, yes, here I am, Scorpio. I'm going to take the stage like by myself and show everybody what I'm made of and what I've got? Or are you going to bring your crew along with you, which is the 11th house? Like, well, if you guys are going to sign me on, you got to sign on, my crew also, because they have some pretty sick moves too. So it's like, which way do you go? So, I mean, that's a metaphor. I know not all Scorpios are dancers or anything, but it's just saying, like, are you going to go with what your crew are doing? Or are you going to like go off on your own and do something? It could be a decision to join a network, or like, am I going to leave that alone and just kind of do my own thing? So it could be a decision that's involving that. But a full moon in the fifth house by itself, it does rule children. It could be decisions regarding children that you are going to be making, like whether or not to have children for some of you. Some of you may be announcing a pregnancy, announcing a birth or something. Some of you guys, maybe it's just something that like a new chapter in your children or child's life that is going to be like needing a decision, like a major decision made. Okay. So that's what it is for Scorpios. So Sagittarius. So if you are a Sag sun, a Sag rising, or a Sag moon, then the sun in Virgo is in your 10th house. So this is like career season for Sagittarians. You guys are going to be like busy. All the fire signs are busy at work during Virgo season, like literally. And also for you too, Saggy, just like your fellow fire signs, the grand earth trine, meaning like the Saturn and Uranus, as well as the sun in the early degrees of Virgo, are going to be working very well for you if you have like any long-term job or career or financial goals. Okay. It's going to help you to like be on track with stuff like that. But just in general, the sun in your 10th house, if you have a public image, this is a time where you could be seen a lot more. You can rub elbows more, so to speak, with other people who are in top positions, who are trying to, who are at where you would like, where you're trying to get. They're already there. Okay. Did that make sense? Where they are, where you are trying to get. Oh my God. Mercury is still in freaking shadow period. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. You're trying to climb the ladder, Sagittarius, and there's people already at the top of the ladder. You want to try to get up there and see what they're doing, see what they're up to, see how they got there, and you want to talk to them and know what their secrets are. Okay, I'll just put it in plain English. Like, that's what a lot of you guys could be concerned about when the sun is up there in your 10th house in Virgo. Some of you guys could just be super busy in your career. Like, you don't really need to try and do anything to climb the ladder further or anything. You're already there. You're in your status, but you really just want to, like, I mean, you're really just busy. Other people see you and they're like, oh, hey, Sagittarius, by the way, I noticed that you do this type of work and I really need blah, 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 blah. So here you go. Here's some work. Just throwing it on your desk, throwing it on you, piling it on you, So you're going to be really busy working and stuff if you're a working Sagittarius. So that's the sun in the 10th house. You can feel, you can be like a little bit more militant during this time, Sag, like you got the camo and the boots on, you know what I'm saying? Like your neighbor Capricorn, you're going to be kind of feeling their kind of a vibe, like more like you guys are going to be trading places this month, you and Capricorn, because the sun is going to be in like the area of your chart that acts kind of like Capricorn. And you're going to be like, no, I'm all about my career and my social status. And I can't be knocked down and nothing's going to get in my way. And I'm just so busy working, So that's how Sag is going to be. And then Capricorns are going to be like, oh, well, you know what? I'm usually the workaholic, but peace out, because you know what? I need to go on a vacation for once. And Sag are going to be like, vacations, that's kind of my thing. Like, I'm constantly on vacation, Capricorn. And they're like, well, Capricorn will be like, well, I'm constantly working and busy and doing all the career thing. But hey, it's nice to trade places for once, isn't it, Sag? Sag is like, whatever, I guess. I'll be on vacation soon enough. Go ahead, Capricorn. I'm going to take over this work then, okay? So yeah, you guys are going to be really busy with your career stuff, all right? If you're a career Sagittarian. But if you try to be in the public eye, for any reason during this time and you're a Sag, it may work. You may have better luck with achieving that. Let's just say that. Okay. So for the full moon for Sagittarius, it's going to be in your 4th house and it's going to be between the 4th and 10th houses. So that means that there's some kind of a decision based around your family and your home life that has to be made, and it affects your career as well. So maybe you're over here like, you're working hard at work and everything, just grinding away and everything. But then there's like a family situation that comes up, and it's like, okay, well, do I focus more on that? Because I have a lot of work to do, so there's kind of a back and forth you may go through with the work and the home life stuff. Or maybe it's like, well, you know what? I'm going to move, or I just sold my house, or I just bought a house, or whatever. But it's going to make me have to relocate, which means I have to change my job or change my career. So those are the usual general things that can happen with full moons in there. But a full moon in the 4th house in general, though, like it could just bring some things to the surface that have to do with family. It could be like parents of your own, elders of your own, or even yourself, like as a position of authority in the family or as a family member. There's like a decision that's made there. It's just like super highlighted right now, the whole family area and the home area. Could be a decision of like whether or not to move somewhere too, because it's like, well, do I move here? Because if I do, then I have to change my job, or whatever. So that's what it is for Saggies. So if you are a Capricorn, so if you're a Capricorn rising, sun, or moon, then the sun is going to be in your 9th house while it's in Virgo. So what that means is, just like I kind of joked around with Sagittarius, you guys are trading places this month, it seems, because they're going to be all in that career mode. They're strapping on their boots. They're getting their camouflage on. They're marching and, bossing people around, everything, which is usually your job, Capricorn, right? That's usually what you guys do. But instead, the universe is calling you to go on a little vacation, okay? So maybe you guys may be stepping away from the work for just a little bit, going on some trips, traveling just a little bit, and hopefully leaving. Don't sign into your work email on your phone, Capricorn, if you take a trip, okay? Just try to resist those work calls and emails and enjoy yourself, okay? Because the 9th house is about like just living life. It's a feeling like you're living and not just existing. Sometimes when people get too caught up in work, that's exactly how they feel. It's just like they're existing. Like, oh, all I do is work, day in and day out, day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? So Capricorn, it's like time for you guys to just get out and see what else is out there besides career and job and just working. So yeah, some of you guys could be going on trips. Some of you guys, it's like not physically going anywhere. It's just adventure within your mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I've never been to this place or this place, not necessarily like traveling on an airplane or like really far away, but somewhere that you've never been before that's local even. You guys could be exploring more of stuff like that, going to like cultural events especially, or different cultural like restaurants or like cultural centers, like just learning more about the world, like being a citizen of the planet, not just a citizen of your career or your job or your little neighborhood or city. Okay. It's like what's beyond that. Some of you guys could be really focused on education, furthering your education or some sort of training for the sake of your career or a job. Also Capricorn, but yeah, you guys will be in a little bit more optimistic mood this month. Hopefully this next solar month, I mean. So as far as the full moon in Pisces for Capricorn, that's between your 3rd and 9th houses. So for you guys, just like your opposite sign, Cancer, you could have something going on to where you have to decide whether or not you're going to take a small trip or a big trip, a faraway trip or a not so far away trip. Or are you going to start learning something that's like only a few little classes and then you're done? Or are you going to take like a long-term path, towards furthering your education, like college, like getting some sort of a degree or certificate, like that's really big, So there's some sort of decisions there between those two houses, okay? All right, so next up is Capricorn. Oh my God, Aquarius. Sorry, my aliens. Aquarius. So if you're an Aquarius rising, sun or moon, the sun in Virgo is in your 8th house. Interesting. Okay. So sun in the 8th house, this is the time. What is highlighted It could be some kind of financial thing. I think especially because of the full moon, like it's on your financial axis in your natal chart. So there could be some major financial decisions going on this month for Aquariuses. The eighth house is money that you borrow from others or money that others can borrow from you. So you could be really looking at that stuff, like what stays, what's got to go, what new resource should you bring in. That can mean, for some of you guys, it could be like applying for loans or credit cards or something. For some of you guys, it could be creating your own different type of an income, like a residual income or something like that, instead of receiving it from the government or a settlement, or like somebody gives you money all the time. It could be, okay, well, how can I create my own money that's always coming in, like constantly flowing? That's also eighth house stuff, like you create something like a product, and once it's done, it's done, and you can continuously make money off of it. How people who are like, it doesn't mean all Aquariuses have to turn into like actors or, artists. But how an artist, they put out their art once, they create it once, and then it's done, and then it continuously makes sales. That's eighth house stuff. So you guys could be focused on that, but also like deep intimacy too. And I know that Aquarius energy is usually like, tries to play it off like they don't care about that stuff, but especially when you guys have an eighth house transit, oh yeah, you care about intimacy. Okay. So, yeah, so that could be what is highlighted for Aquarians. It does give you kind of a little scorpionic type of a vibe to your personality during this time too. Excuse me, to where you guys make just kind of like lay a little bit more low. You guys are usually pretty social people, but maybe you may want a little more privacy during this time and not really be so like out there, open with everybody. Maybe it's just a little bit more of an on the intimate tip. Like you just kind of want to share your time with maybe one other person or something that really knows you on a soul level. So for the full moon for Aquarius people, it's between your second and eighth houses. So this is the finance part, okay? A full moon in your second house can mean a decision about how you make your money. So for some of you guys, if you're an Aquarius, it can mean a job, like whether or not to let go of a job or start a new job. Or maybe you get an answer as to whether or not you have been accepted for a job too. It could be that. It can be that you guys are making a decision about a large purchase, that like financing something, like you got to finance a car, finance a home, finance something, like a large purchase. For some of you guys, it could be like wants versus needs, that type of a decision, like those type of decisions. You're looking at those too. Like, well, what bills can I get rid of in order to get rid of debt? You know what I'm saying? Could be something like that. Okay. So finances for Aquarius, that's mostly what the focus is during this time. So for Pisces people, the sun in Virgo, if you're a Pisces sun, rising, or moon, the sun in Virgo is your seventh house, which is your opposite sign. So this is, that is relationships for some of you guys. So you can be really focused on the love front. Yes. You guys can really be focused on love and relationships. And if you're already with somebody, it could be really like focusing on them a lot more. That saying that people say, you act like the sun shines off of someone's butt, right? You act like the sun shines out of their butt, like the meaning you really admire someone and think they're just all the greatest thing ever. When the sun is in your seventh house, that's exactly how you can act. If you have a significant other, like the sun rises and sets on their buttocks, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, literally it does. The sun is in your seventh house. So you think your partner is the bomb. So you can be really focused on a significant other if you have one, or if you don't have one, it can be focusing on getting one. Like, why am I alone? I notice a lot of people when the sun transits their seventh house, they get into that little mode of like, why am I alone? Why am I the only person that doesn't have a partner? Why am I the only person that's not dating? Nobody's calling me, and all that stuff. Oh, I feel so lonely. Everybody I know has Pisces, please don't with that. Okay. But if you do want the company of another person, of course, go seek it out. Don't just wallow there and, Oh my God. Because I know Pisces can wallow. My moon sign is Pisces, so I'm not just like picking on you guys. Like I know how we can get. I was like that sometimes when I was single, and I even annoyed myself. So I'm just being honest and real. But yeah, it could be something to do with relationships. Just a really big focus there. Some of you guys can be actually having a lot more attention from others, like dating, or people trying to hook you up with people. The sun is in your 7th house, like, so it's shining in your house of others. So people are like, oh, look at Pisces, they're single and ready to mingle. Hey, so yeah, that could be what's going on for you guys. The relationship department could be popping, or it could be like it's not popping and you're really focused on that fact. Okay, that's pretty much what it is. Okay, so as far as the full moon is going to be in your sign, Pisces. So because it's a full moon, that means it's between you, which is Pisces in the 1st house, and others, which is Virgo, which is your 7th house. So what that can mean is there's a decision between you and others, or you and another. So it's like, well, I really want, here's a few different scenarios. Like, I know what I want for myself, and I know what direction I want my life to go in. And this other person doesn't fit the bill, like doesn't really fit into that for what I see in the future that my life can be and that I want it to be. So I may have to make a decision to like say peace out to that person. Or it could be the opposite. Like, I know what direction I want my life to go in. I know what I see for myself and what I want for myself. And it does include this other person. And I'm admitting that to myself finally. So you know what? I think I may want to take things to the next level with this relationship. Or it could mean just you are focused more on you. Like, you want to do something for yourself and not for others for once. Like, other people want me to go in this direction, but I know what I want for me. So I don't care what they say. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do me. So some of you guys can be changing something to do with your appearance too. And I know Pisces are very changeable, mutable, adaptable. You guys can be like chameleons with your look. Okay. Changing up your look a lot. So maybe this is like a really big change to your appearance that you know what, I'm making a decision to get a tattoo or a piercing or cut my hair, dye my hair, buy a wig that's like, blue or something, like all that stuff. Like, you could be making a more major decision to do with your appearance. So yeah, that's what it is for Pisces people. And that is it for the horoscope for the week, you guys. So I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh, okay, bye, peace out. And that's cool. But don't forget, I do offer personal readings on astrolada.com. And my info is below in the description area. So if you would like a personal reading, because these were all like general horoscope stuff, if you want things that are more like catering to you, I do offer that, of course, on astrolada.com. So go check out my page on there and see what I can offer you. Okay, what I can do for you. All right, guys. So now we're gonna get into coffee talk. Oh my God, it's like late. It's getting late over here. I know it's late for some of you guys too. So thanks for sticking with me. Oh man. So let's get into coffee talk. Okay. So over the last, I think, week or couple of weeks, Nick Jonas got engaged to his girlfriend, Priyanka Chopra, whatever. She's gorgeous. Oh my God. And you know what? I watched one video of her. Of course, I try to get acquainted with celebrities if they're unfamiliar to me, if I'm going to be doing like their chart. I try to watch like at least one interview of theirs to like get a feel for their energy and stuff. So I looked at her chart first, and then I just like stumbled across a video of hers on YouTube. And I was like, oh my God, she's totally she's got Gemini moon and Venus. And from her photos, I thought she was going to be more mellow and just kind of a little more like quiet and like, whatever. But no, like, when I saw the interview with Miss Priyanka, she was like really bubbly, totally Gemini. I was like, oh, I could see why Nick Jonas likes her. She's cute. Like, her personality is cute. Okay. So anyway, besides my little opinions about things, let's look at the astrology chart. So they got engaged recently. Actually, I think they just had an engagement party like around the last eclipse, but they got actually engaged on her birthday, which is July 18th. And is it the 18th? Yeah, July 18th. And we had an eclipse on July 12th. So that really does mean something. Eclipses can bring good things, okay? What's okay, yeah. It's Nick Jonas. Nick Jonas, you guys. Excuse me. So oh my gosh, Nick Jonas. He is such a cutie pie. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I like his Jealous song because, I'm a Taurus Scorpio. So, like, I totally get the lyrics. So, let's take a look at their synastry real quick. Like, what makes these two to like come together in a relationship and want to get married? Why do they feel like they should be together? People are like, I think people are kind of like questioning that a lot. Like, oh, what are they saying? See in each other? Da, 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 da. Well, we're about to see, because I love looking at relationships in astrology, especially when people say, oh, things just feel right with this person, or, oh, this person feels like they're my soulmate. There are usually the same particular points in synastry that we will see when people say stuff like that. So do they have anything like that? Do they have stuff for a lasting marriage? We shall see. So I'm going to screen share. I'm going to screen share right now, you guys. And if you are piecing out, thank you so much for staying with me and listening to your horoscope, even with my manly, barely there voice. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to screen share. This is kind of turning into astrology ASMR. And Uranus is in Taurus, and that's why the ASMR thing is becoming more popular, because Taurus rules the voice. Hello. Okay. So here is the chart of Priyanka Chopra. Now, if you don't know who she is an actress. I think she's been a winner of the Miss World pageant. And so she's like a beauty queen or whatever, like a model, or like, I don't know. I think she has one of those model like slash awards, like on Zoolander. Like she's a model / actor / dancer / singer / like that's what it sounded like to me. And usually people that have the slash award, they have some sort of like a Gemini influence in their chart, and that's exactly what she has. Venus and Moon in Gemini. Okay, so what does she look for in a man? So she has Mars in Libra, so she likes pretty men. Okay, usually women that have Mars in Libra, Mars in the 7th house, they like their men to be good looking. They like them to, I don't want to say have feminine features, because then people might get the wrong idea when I say that. But I mean, their features are not rough. They're like soft, softer features. Within a man, they kind of like that, like a pretty boy. Okay, like we say nowadays, like a pretty boy. And she definitely snagged her one. Okay, she snagged her little pretty boy. And actually, Priyanka, she is 10 years older than Nick Jonas. So I'm like, ooh, go ahead, girlfriend. You got a young pretty boy. Okay, all right. We see you. So they have this big age difference, right? And that's another reason why people are like, why are these two together? Why? Like all these questions about them, because to a lot of people, they just see the chronological age and they don't understand energy and why people may be attracted to each other's energy despite their chronological age. Okay. And I know there's still some limitations and some boundaries with things like that. Trust me, I understand that. But in this case, I mean, he's in his 20s. She's like in her mid 30s. He's in his mid 20s. So it's, it's appropriate. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean by that. So, but why do they not care about age? What are some points in their synastry that makes them absolutely just like crazy about each other, regardless of that? Well, number one, let's see, what's Nick's type of gal? Okay. So he has Venus in Libra in the 3rd house. Now, Venus in Libra, guys who have Venus in Libra, they love beautiful women. And I know beauty is very subjective, but modeling is associated with the sign of Libra. So of course he would like a woman who has been a model before, or like in beauty pageants, who really have a big emphasis on their appearance. So he likes that type. So she fits the bill for that. Venus in the 3rd house. 3rd house energy is very much like Gemini. It's very fun, very bubbly, very witty, jokester, very bouncy. You know what I'm saying? So she fits the bill because she has Venus and Moon in Gemini. Okay. Also, a point in synastry that can show a very very strong physical attraction to one another is a Venus and Mars conjunction between the two people. So look at this. Nick Jonas's Venus is at 19 degrees of Libra. Priyanka's Mars, 20 degrees of Libra. You know, there's a lot of passion there, and conjunct her Pluto. Oh man. Oh my goodness. So that is a very, very passionate, strong physical attraction there. Okay. And it either way, it works good either way. If her Venus was in Libra and then his Mars was in Libra, it would still they would still come together and activate things that are very passionate physically. So that's really good for them. Also, so Nick Jonas has, when we see people who feel like they have like a soulmate bond with someone, or they feel very strongly drawn to somebody, we see contacts in the nodes. Like we see the north node or the south node in one person's chart is in a conjunction with other planets in another person's chart, right? So Nick Jonas, and I hate Astro Theme for not showing the south node. I don't know why they do that. It's dumb because the south node is very important, but they show the north node in Sag, and it's at 20, what degree is that? It's at 26 degrees of Sag. So that means the south node is the exact opposite, which is 26 degrees of Gemini. And also he has Juno, which can be the wife or the marriage partner asteroid, at 27 degrees of Gemini. Well, check this out. Priyanka has Venus at 26 degrees of Gemini in a conjunction with Nick's south node and his Juno wife asteroid. So what does that mean? It means that they could have shared a past life connection, especially when it's exactly on by the freaking degree. They may have known each other in a past life. They may have been in love in a past life and come back, in this incarnation to get together again. So, or it's just a feeling like that, a feeling of familiarity in a beautiful Venusian way that they have with that type of a conjunction. So that's pretty awesome. Those are the strongest things I see in their chart. The strongest points, those could be soulmate points. Other than that, it's well, she's a Cancer, he's a Virgo, his Virgo stuff lands up here in her chart, and that's not really a very lovey-dovey area of a chart, you know what I'm saying, as far as relationship wise. So if we were just to look at that, we'd be yeah. And then where is Cancer for him? It's in his 12th house, so it's not in a very lovey-dovey place either. So, you really got to look at other synastry points in a chart. You really have to look at the degrees. The closer to in degree their conjunctions are, then the stronger the bond, okay? And then what's ahead for them? Something interesting I noticed about him, if this is indeed his rising sign, it doesn't say their source. It does not give a source for his birth time. So I don't know if they got it from his actual birth certificate or if this is reliable. But if it is indeed his rising sign, it's Leo. Well, he has had eclipses here in the 7th house since February of 2017. And I think they started dating in 2017. And so that's what kind of opened the doors karmically to some new developments within a relationship or a new relationship itself. And he has Saturn in the 7th house, which can sometimes delay marriage, or it can give an older partner. And isn't that what he has? He's got somebody 10, 11 years older than him. An older partner is Saturn in the 7th house. So a lot of people will come to me for relationship readings, right? Or the love and romance readings that I do for single people to see their relationship profile. And when they're oh my God, I have Saturn in the 7th house, that means I'll never get married. I'll just never find anyone. I don't understand why. And it's you know what? Saturn in the 7th doesn't always deny you a marriage. It doesn't always do that. It can mean just an older partner, or you're attracted to older or more mature partners, or they're attracted to you. So, I mean, Nick, look what he scored. You know what I'm saying? A beautiful older woman. So, the only thing that worries me is when he goes through his Saturn return, it is going to be in the 7th house. And that's going to be from the end of 2020 until I think 2023, Saturn in Aquarius. And so if his Saturn return is here, hopefully their marriage survives. A lot of marriages do survive Saturn in the seventh, believe it or not. It does give a series of tests that can either make or break the marriage, but it doesn't always break it. It depends on how strong your foundation is, because Saturn is about foundations and strengthening them. Okay. And yeah, testing them too. So maybe their marriage may go through a test during that time in the, early to mid 2020s, but if their bond is really that strong, they can survive it and come out like even stronger. Okay. And then also if she is indeed a Scorpio rising, which in her home country in India, there are a lot of parts of India to where they do believe in astrology. And she's even had like readings, like there's numerology readings on her online and stuff that I found very interesting. They're open to that stuff over there in some parts of India. So this is more than likely her birth time and her rising. And she seemed Scorpio rising that video that I watched. So anyway, as a Scorpio rising, Uranus is in her opposite sign, it's until 2026. So I'm wondering, like, a lot of times Uranus in the seventh house can give a lot of tests to a marriage as well, to where people like the Uranus person who's experiencing this transit, they can get bored. They can get bored very easily. They want something different. And she's got Gemini planets, which really, really always want something different and something new. You know what I'm saying? So she could go through that. That's far years ahead. But marriages can survive this too, as long as the couple remains dedicated to having a great marriage, but still wants to think outside the box, like experience different things together, make sure that the marriage is not drab and boring and repetitive. As long as they're open to like figuring out how they can make that happen, then they can survive it. So they will go through some tests in the 2020s if they do decide to actually go through with their marriage. So we shall see what that equates out to, how that plays out. So yeah, guys, that is it. Let me stop screen sharing. I'm over here creeping in the dark now, like a true Scorpio rising. So thank you guys for still being with me, like me all hiding in the dark and everything. But anyhow, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. Let me see what you guys have been saying in the chat really quick, and I'll close out. You have no idea what a conjunction is, Nikki. That's when one person's planet is in the same sign, and especially at the same degree as another person's planet in their chart. So it's like their planets like touch each other, like not literally they do that, but when we line up both their birth charts, they have stuff that lines up together and matches. That's what that means, is a conjunction. Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about in the chat, but anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in this week, though, and for hanging with me and everything. And I should see you guys next week. I'm going to rest my voice and try to get rid of this congestion that's like bugging me today and kind of weighing me down a little bit. And I hope you guys are enjoying my little astrology ASMR with the microphone like all up in your eyeball and like all up in my face. So maybe I'll do that from now on so I don't like yell so much. But I should see you guys next week. And I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and a really great week as well. And happy full moon in Pisces. Really use that full moon to connect with water, to connect with the spiritual world, and to just take a little time out for yourself. And if you get emotional, don't get mad at yourself. Like, it'll bring that out. Just don't tap into the woe is me, I'm drowning and someone needs to save me and my life sucks. Oh my God. Like, Pisces energy can be like that. Just don't do that. Okay. Take it from a natal Pisces moon. Okay. All right, guys. So peace out. And I'll see you next time. And don't forget to hit me up if you would like an actual personal reading for me to look at your chart. All right. Peace.